subject matter of the hearing, which is the request for a special permit, and there are 2 lawsuits pending right now challenging the validity of the variance that Shelbourne received by the narrowest possible margin from the zoning board, 4-3. Various residents and citizens groups have brought suit claiming that the zoning board acted outside of its legal authority. Those are my neighbors bringing those lawsuits. And the Greenville Fire District has brought a lawsuit as well, claiming the zoning board didn't conduct a proper review. Those are very serious issues that ought to be resolved. There's no reason, I would submit, why this board has to just blaze ahead with this process when those serious issues are before the court. It suggests, frankly, that the board's trying to push this through before the court can rule on it, and before the court can weigh in on those important legal issues the fire district and my neighbors have raised. And I would submit that that's disrespectful to my community, to my neighbors, to the fire district, and to the court. It's not how government is supposed to work, and frankly, it's inefficient. There's no reason to go through this when it all might get thrown out by the court.
So that brings us again back to the issue of what's the rush for this meeting on these variances. The criteria for this proceeding to continue, again, while there's still 2 pending lawsuits in front of the court. I believe there was a case of Avalon and Elmsford. The town deferred the site plan there approval for years while the matter was resolved in front of the court. In Dromore, again, you deferred. So where in the law does it say that the town must proceed here without waiting to see what the courts have to say, unless it's the opinion of this board that whatever the courts do come back with and whatever their ruling is should have no bearing on what this town board's decision is going to be?
Now, by the way, I would say I don't believe there's an automatic stay here, and if the community wants to avail themselves of some legal proceeding to try to get a stay, that may be available to them. So there are remedies that they could take if they choose to do so. So it's not necessarily the board's decision that's delaying them. There are remedies available to them.
I would submit on that one point, and then I will step down, is that can is very different from should. Whether you can or not is not the issue here.
That's fair.
It's whether you should. Thank you.
What I don't think is commendable is the attorney's comment about the stay. Why is that burden put upon us? For years, we've been hearing from the developer the burden upon him and them, all the work they have to put in. Well, they're paid. You're all paid. In the hundreds of thousands of dollars that the 5 of you up here cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to the taxpayers of Greenburgh. The residents you hear from aren't paid a penny. We miss from our homes on Father's Days, on holidays, all sorts of things going on when developers want their wishes and so on. We don't feel represented. And you wonder why the Edgemont community is up in arms. You're wondering why other communities are thinking about either joining other communities or whatever. Here's the reason right in your face. The burden upon us to come out here night after night after night with this kind of activity, when you're asking us to have a stay, which is really your compliance with the law, would not ask us to do that. I mean, it sounds like arrogance that you would even propose something like that. More burden upon us to go ahead, more burden out of our pocketbooks to go after suits about the zoning board decisions. You are burning us heavily on when we're trying to be heard by you. We gave you suggestions for years on what to do in zoning and planning, which went on deaf ears because of your budget concerns, whatever your concerns were, we heard. But you weren't listening to us. And now you have us really feeling like we're adversaries to many of these actions. This word stay is the latest one. Why police ploys when the burden should be on the town representing us